How many of you are attending my session for the first time? Okay, all the people in the back. You are attending my session for the first time. Okay. See, in this session we are going to discuss about what are the career choices you have after you complete your BTech. Okay. So what are your future plans? How many of you are planning to go into software companies? All of you. Okay. What kind of companies? Yes? Bosch. Okay, and how many of you are planning to go into Facebook? How many of you are planning to go for Facebook interviews? No? Twitter? Amazon? Who is paying the highest salaries? Google? Facebook? So we were discussing about various PSUs. There are different PSUs which are available. As I told you, there are Maharatna PSU, Miniratna PSU and Navratna PSU. So there are 254 PSUs in the country, and some of these PSUs are taking technical entries, some of these PSUs are taking non-technical entries. And out of these 254 PSUs, approximately 103 PSUs are recruiting from GATE examination. And those 103 PSUs, when I'm saying 103 PSUs, that means either they are recruiting directly or some of these PSUs are recruiting indirectly. When I'm saying indirectly, that means whatever the syllabus they are going to cover in their examination, that exact same syllabus, or we can say whatever the syllabus is there for GATE examination, that exact same syllabus will come in the PSU examination, right? And apart of this, if you want to go for any government organization, like if you want to go for BARC, DRDO and ISRO, if you want to, for these organizations conduct their own examination. For example, in BARC, the examination name is OCES and DCES. For DRDO, it is CEP, TM, SEPTEM. And ISRO does also contain their own examination. In the same way, this year, in 2017, there are 2 vacancies for BSNL. BSNL recruited for TTA and JTO entries. TTA is teaching technical, telecom technical assistant, and JTO is junior telecom officer. So for TTA, they conducted their own examination, and the syllabus was similar to that. And for JTO is the junior telecom officer. And this junior telecom officer, they are recruiting through GATE examination only. That means whatever score you are going to get, or whatever your cutoff, if you are going to clear the cutoff, and whatever score you are going to get based on that cutoff and your rank, you are going to get an interview call from these PSUs, right? So now let me summarize these points here. I'm saying if you want to go for technical entries, either you can go for private companies, or you can go for PSU, that is public sector undertakings, or you can go for government organizations. And even when I'm saying government organization, there's other entries also which are from ESE, that is Engineering Service Examination. ESE was formerly known as Indian Engineering Services, that is IES. Now it is ESE because the name was colliding with Indian Economical Services. So now this ESE examination, because with this examination, they are recruiting for different various governmental department like Indian Railways. They are going to take entries for Indian Railway as an executive engineer, or you can say as an engineer, using the ESE examination. But the limitation is ESE examination is only for 4 vacancies, that is mechanical, civil, electrical and electronics and communication. Then we have SSC JEE, that is Staff Selection Commission Junior Engineer Examination, that is for diploma level students as well as for BTech level students. Nowadays the trend is changing. Even the BTech and MTech level students are applying for this SSC JEE examination. A part of this, we have even if you want to go for teaching side, for example, if you want to make a career as assistant professor or as a professor in a very good engineering college, then it is important for you to at least do MTech or ME or MS, and after that you can choose to do PhD. When I'm saying MTech, what is the basic and core difference between MTech and MS? MTech is more a job oriented program. So there are different MTech programs which are available. For example, in IIT Bombay, there's a MTech for MTech RA, and that is MTech TA. TA means it is a teaching assistant, MTech teaching assistant. That means you will be working as a teaching assistant for the next 2 years during your MTech. And when I'm saying MTech RA, that means you will be working as a research assistant. And this MTech RA is a 3-year course and MTech TA is a 2-year course. A part of this, you can also have MS. MS is Master of Sciences, and this course is completely based on research purposes. Or you can say this course is like a mini PhD. When I'm saying mini PhD, it means that your this is a 2.5 year of course where first year is totally dedicated towards your studies, and the next 1.5 year you'll be dedicating towards doing some kind of research. And this research you can extend this research up to 2 years, and you can complete your MS within 3 years also. So this MS program is more like a mini PhD in that sense. So if you plan to go for PhD, then you can go for MS program. That is also a very good program. Or if you plan to go for research orientation or research purposes, then later on you can choose to do MTech RA, that is research assistantship, and this research assistantship is available in different IITs. So apart of doing the, if you want to go for higher studies, then a part of GATE examination, you can also get admissions in MTech using the university specific examinations. Like we have IIIT Hyderabad, they conduct their own examination. We have VIT, they conduct their own examination, as well as some colleges, they are also conducting their own examination. Okay, so so this is completely like you are planning for masters. And see what happens is most of the students, they believe that you are doing masters, that means you are only planning for teaching. Right, it is not necessary that if you are doing masters or MTech, they are planning for teaching. There are different IITs, the job vacancies, the job opportunities after MTech is very, very high, or you can say it is very wide range of job vacancies which are available after doing MTech. And when I'm saying very, very wide range, that means if some of the companies, they recruit specifically the candidates who have done masters, and they recruit them for research and R&D purpose, or can say research and development purposes. Like if you discuss about the Cisco company, Cisco, they mostly prefer taking masters, the candidates who have completed their master's degree, because most of the work which they are going to do as an employee in that company, that is mostly based on research. There are some jobs which are available for development purposes also, but still there are some companies which mostly prefer candidates for research purposes. Okay, so in the same way for PhD, all that matters is what kind of research you are doing. It does not matter that you are doing a master's degree or you are doing a bachelor's degree. All that matters is what kind of work you are doing. If you are not doing any specific work, any good work, then you will not be able to do well. So even if you are doing PhD and if you choose a specific some kind of topic which is which is financially viable after completing your PhD, then still you can get very good job opportunities in very good companies after that. Okay, so after this, see, it is there's, when I'm saying we have other entries like bank SO, that is bank specialist officer. There are two entries. Number one is bank SO, second one is bank PO. This bank, the difference between bank SO and bank PO is that for bank PO we have subjects like general studies, we have quantitative aptitude, we have reasoning and English. For bank PO, so these subjects are for bank PO, and for bank SO, when I'm saying bank specialist officer, for bank specialist officer, the subjects are quantitative aptitude, reasoning, English, and even your computer skills. So most of the preparation which you are going to do as a technical side, that preparation for GATE examination is also going to help you in these examinations. So whatever the topics which we are covering in our courses, all those topics in all those video lectures, whatever video lectures we are producing, all those video lectures, we are trying to create a platform where we can unify all of them. For example, if a student is just a BTech fresher or just a BTech pass out, we want to give every possible knowledge to that candidate, and you want to you don't have to pay a lot of money to get all that knowledge. You don't have to go to different institutions, you don't have to worry about traveling, you don't have to worry about paying huge amount of fee, or you don't have to worry about the timings. Whatever we are covering here, you can just access all the courses which we are providing, whether it is SSC JEE, SSC CGL, that is Staff Selection Commission combined graduate level examination, and this examination is going to cover at least 19 different departments of government like income tax, excise, narcotics. All these departments come under SSC CGL examination. We also cover video lectures for bank SO. We also cover video lectures for UGC NET examination, that is UGC NET computer science. We also cover video lectures for GATE examinations and competitive programming. So we are planning that for the next next 1 or 2 years, we are planning that you don't have to pay huge amount of money, you don't have to pay different fees for all these courses. What we are planning is we want to give you all these courses within one single fee, one single unified structure. You will be able to access all these courses in and you don't have to search for different institutions, different colleges, to different institutions to prepare for these examinations, right? So we are working in this fashion. Yes, we are going to achieve this goal very fast. Right now, in this complete series of competitive programming lectures which we delivered here in the last 4 days, we covered the basic concepts of data structures, we covered basic concepts of algorithms. But after this, there's huge the path is very long. You see, when I'm discussing about these concepts, it is not necessary that you don't have to study these concepts as a theoretical background. The main purpose was we want to cover these topics, and we want to cover these topics in such a manner that you will be able to use this knowledge for a practical implementation of things. When I'm saying practical implementation of things, that means theoretical knowledge is always having some kind of limitations. We want to remove that limitations, and we want to give you whatever the best we can give. Okay, so I hope all of you did very well in this workshop. I really enjoyed all the session, and I really loved teaching here. I really loved all the sessions which we have done in the last 4 days, and I'm really grateful to the college management as well as all the students who's been a part of this complete session, complete content.